Good afternoon. My name is Nicholas Miller, and this is the third and final submission for my course, Developing Effective Professional Learning, uh, and for the course EDLD 5389. So part of this assignment, connecting and communicating your ideas, I'm going to use the format provided within the Canvas Learning Management System. That this is the system that is supplied by my school district. It is the system that I have been working in for the past 4 years. My role within the district is an educational technology specialist, so I am not necessarily a classroom teacher. My sole purpose is to support and facilitate teachers and students and administrators in implementing and using Canvas in the classroom to convey information, to maximize district technology in its fullest and best practice that we intend its use for. So, to get down to business for this particular assignment, it's asking for a minimum of 5 PL strategies to include the 5 key principles, as well as a go and show, alternative presentation, PD outline blueprint, audience and their needs, foster collaboration and effective modeling, we'll just go down through the list here. So, within Canvas, I am in my instructional design course. I had our Canvas administrator create this course for me. This is a public course, and I will be posting the link for this course for you to visit within the submission requirements. So you can absolutely go in and explore this course that I have built out. This is strictly a template to use for teachers, sort of a showing them this is the way type thing. Yes, I'm a Star Wars fan, obviously, by the layout of my homepage here. But let's get into it. So duration of professional development must be significant and ongoing. Absolutely. So the big push for me, and this is going to fill in one of the requirements down below, the BHAG. Big hair, what was it? Aggressive goal or something like that. The really big idea, the really big push. In Pearland, we have the ability to essentially do a paperless classroom. It is something that a few teachers have adopted. It is something that I have latched onto, as well as several other of my ETS counterparts within the district. It not only, of course, the cost savings with papers and copiers and all that, but time savings, the grading of papers, the homework. It streamlines a whole lot of things when you make the transition paperless. So this has become a very big push. And part of this has been the curriculum and instruction department. They were very heavy on homework and notebooks and binders, and students have to have their physical ISNs, and it creates a whole mess of things organizationally for students. So the goal behind this is to streamline all of that. It's a reimagining of how instruction is really delivered and quantified, qualified, and assessed, how we're assessing things in the future. So this is an ongoing PD. It's essentially never stopping. So the duration of the professional development, everything contained here is self-guided, or it can be coached, or it can be, monthly training sessions in mass. So first things first, I have here my outline of what's to be covered in the training, and I provide a printable version of it, or I typed it up in Canvas, and that is formatted incorrectly. It didn't convert correctly. But this is what the outline looks like if teachers were to print it. Very nice and neat, very clean. And it's a whole lot of I will statements. Teachers will learn how to do this. This is what we're covering. Very organized out, and it goes right down through step by step. So students are learning how to access it, how to force sync a class notebook, how to navigate within it, and how to annotate, which is very, very, very important. Pardon me, the screen's going to move here real quick because I have to get this. The stylus. The big pushback in technology in past years has been, if we do computers, we can't do handwritten. Well, the stylus is the crossover between that. So with the advent of the stylus and being able to write essentially on screens, it answers that component of, well, we can now draw on things. It doesn't matter if you have an iPad with an Apple Pencil or a Microsoft Surface with a stylus or any other touchscreen device with a soft nib stylus. You can draw on the screen. So it answers that component. And then from the teacher's view, how to set it up, how to experience the benefits of it, managing sessions within the notebook, how to insert pages, PDFs, printouts from online resources, distributing pages in class notebooks, how to set up groups in class notebooks, how to do homework in class notebooks, a whole mess of things. And then basic troubleshooting techniques. It's all supported within this. So anytime a teacher has any sort of issue or whatnot, they can always refer back to this. And like I said, this is public. It's posted, so y'all can go on here and check it out as well. So we get into the next page, and PowerPoint presentation. I'm not going to go through here and read the PowerPoint presentation for the sake of this. This is something I have used in trainings with teachers. This is a very real, very tangible, very effective document. And to start off, I start off OneNote in class notebooks as the teacher. Now, whenever I go through this in a training, I will have the teachers in my instructional design class notebook right here. I have cleared it out for the purposes of this presentation because I don't want to violate anybody's privacy or anything, but typically their names would be listed down the left side here. So this is just a basic, as if I was teaching a very introductory 7th grade math refresh on what we left off in 6th grade rational numbers. This is something that was pulled directly out of a online textbook, and I have broken out the first week here, everything that we'd be covering within the course of a lesson. And teachers can use this in the actual instruction of their lesson. So they can draw on the screen, they can project it up on the class projector, they can write on it. I know the screen's bubbling back and forth there a little bit. They can write on it, they can do entire lesson delivery here. Now the advantages of this is in the content library of the class notebook. So it is visible to students in real time. Students don't have to be in class physically to see in real time the teacher writing on the screen. They can be at home looking on their notebook. They can't hear the teacher, but they can see all the notes that are happening in real time. If you were to set this up and do a screen share over, say, Microsoft Teams, being that we are an Office 365 district, that works excellent. Then you can share your screen across there, and it's just like being in class up on a projector. You're watching your teacher basically instruct class. The advantage to doing it this way over, say, using a physical handout or printout of the textbook under a document camera is with a document camera, you are fixed to one point. In other words, the teacher cannot move away from the document camera. That can create, especially middle school, junior high, that can create some class discipline issues because the teacher is stuck. And in order to address class discipline issues, they have to unstick themselves from the lesson, pause the lesson, go address whatever it is, come back, and pick up where they left off. Whereas this way, if they're just screen mirrored up on the projector, they can walk around the room freely, address any sort of little micro issues, they can keep an eye on students' screens, they can do all of the management things that are needed without interrupting the lesson. So it's a seamless integration and delivery of a lesson using class notebooks. The other advantage is before any writing happens on the screen, say the teacher has a blank lesson, they haven't done anything with the screen yet, they can distribute this page to the student sections listed down the left side. They distribute that, and then students can follow along taking their own notes while the teacher is doing their notes in the content library up on the screen. So they can distribute out to the students, and now the students have a copy of their own notes in their own handwriting, as well as the teacher's notes, all available to them for study purposes. So it's a double whammy as far as notes go. They can also, if you look up here, review student work. You can go and assign, upload whatever worksheet you have for students to do, group activity, anything like that. You can upload it into OneNote, very simple. Send it out, distribute the pages to your groups, to your individuals, whatever, and then set a due date on it where it will lock out after a certain time. Students have completed it. All you do is go back and review student work, and it takes you right to that page within every student's section, and it makes the whole process streamlined. So that's just a little bit of how this can work. And the whole training is based around walking teachers through how to set it up. Very clear step-by-step instructions, how to sign in, how to name your notebooks to keep it organized. Students can have multiple notebooks. So it eliminates the idea of carrying individual pieces of paper from class to class to class to class. So it's a huge time saver. You can completely organize your students through this method. Okay, and then once you get through how to set it up, and it goes to the distribution of groups and all that, once you get done setting it up, then it takes you through OneNote class notebooks as a student. So now we're not only looking at it from the teacher's view, but also from the student view. And I would have teachers working in this in real time with me. I would start as the student view with them because I've already set it up as the teacher, so that they can see on the student side of it how that works seamlessly in the classroom. And I'm walking around and I'm addressing concerns and whatnot with teachers while I'm teaching, and it's displayed up on the screen. So I basically be running them through a mock lesson, and this is all leveraged through Canvas. So that's the outline of what I'm seeing. I see this, and the one of the questions here is the audience and their needs. I see a lot of, let me see if I can quickly find it here. So one of the concerns has been the audience and their needs. So my audience, of course, is teachers and ultimately students. What I have here is a picture I took, and I took out the identification marks of the students. But if you see here, you see what students are expected to carry between class and class and class. We've got notebooks here. We've got folders, a library book, a binder up here, their computer device, loose paper here, their water bottle. I'm sorry, that's a pencil bag. And you can see here, 1, 2, 3 different folders, a stack of loose notebook papers. That's a band binder with their computer under. It's too much. This is a 6th grade student. So this is, my campuses are 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, middle school, junior high. And this is too much for your average student to have to carry between classes. So the source, the audience and their needs, this is a need. This is something that students are expected to show up to class, sit down, and have meaningful learning environment happening, but they're starting class with a disorganized mess in their arms. You cannot learn from a disorganized mess. It does not work like that. So this is a huge need. My goal with OneNote through Canvas is to streamline and organize teachers and students all into one smooth process. So I showcase the outline blueprint for how to make this happen at the classroom level. That's the audience, and then how do I foster collaboration and effective modeling. So the modeling, like I said, in trainings, I put teachers as students in my class using my class notebook, and then model that lesson for them as students. They can then take that information, put themselves in the teacher's chair, and then they can do this with their students, and it streamlines the whole process. I've had a few teachers who have adopted this, and very successfully, they love it, and I'm already getting calls to go help them set up their class for this coming year digitally. As far as self-directed learning, the teachers that have adopted this are calling me. They feel very supported. They feel their needs are very well met, because I've got them calling me saying, "Hey, Nick, I just learned this. Did you know you can do this and this and this in OneNote? Did you know you could do that through Canvas? Did you know Canvas works with this and this?" And they start getting excited about it. So fostering the self-directed learning, teachers are always discovering. They're not afraid to click on things and see what happens. Just as an example, so this is what her class looks like. One of the classes looks like when it comes to teaching in the classroom.
On there. So now what I need for you to do is get onto your device, go to your OneNote, please. You should already have this distributed to you, because we've already worked on this lesson with stem and leaf plots. We're finishing it today. So Lucas, I need you to be on page 507. Not that. In your textbook, babe. Page 507.
See, so she's managing all the students. You notice they're on different devices. We have a student here on an iPad with an Apple Pencil, and other students on the district supplied touchscreen device. So it works across multiple device platforms. It's very malleable that way. She has done this with her whole class, with all three of her classes completely, and this past year, her entire team of teachers, which is 4 teachers, have adopted this, and it has cleaned up how students interact. Now, there's quarters in the floor because our devices are getting old, the batteries are starting to go out, they are getting refreshed next year. So yes, that is a concern. However, that is far less mess for what a student has to start class with than what we saw previously with this. Who will lead what sections? So my leadership extends to Rogers Middle School and Barry Miller Junior High. Those are my 2 campuses. We have ETS's educational technology specialists, 1 for every middle school junior high feeder, and there's 4 of those within the district. So there's 4 middle school junior high ETSs. There are 3 ETSs at the elementary level, and then there are 1 at each of the 3 high schools. So there's what is that? 10 of us total. This is the first year that elementary has done Canvas. Previously, ever since COVID, they were doing Seesaw, which is kind of an LMS-ish, but it doesn't have the grading component, and it didn't work out as was originally intended. But with them transitioning to Canvas, now we are going to be a full K through 12 Canvas district. So really it is on us as the educational technology specialists to implement this sort of time frame. Implement this sort of learning. We are the support structure. We are the leaders of the sections. And the sections would be the different grade bands. You've got your elementary grade band, middle school junior high grade band, which is where I fall in, and then the high school grade band. And it is up to us to lead those different sections. And this is something that is applicable to all mediums of education, not just the big core 4, math, English, science, and social studies, math ELAR, or RLA, whatever it's called now. This also extends to fine arts. This also extends to PE. This also extends to any sort of elective classes. This is extremely adaptable to whatever the needs of that particular class are. As far as schedule and timeline, like I said, the training and push for this is going to be continuous. There is a lot of pushback, and I talk about this in one of my other videos, where there's kind of like a line in the sand. You've got some teachers that are all gung-ho about technology and district of innovation and that sort of thing. And then you've got teachers on the other side that are, well, I've done it this way for so many years, and I've never had students and I've got a 95% success star rate. Why should I adopt your way of doing this? Why should I change now? And you've got everything in between. So as far as the timeline goes and the schedule, it's really the more traction we get, the more teachers we get involved with this, the more others will see it and want to do. I don't think we'll ever hit 100%. But if I got to even 60% buy-in on a campus or 80% buy-in, that would be fantastic. If I could get, between 60 and 75%, between 2/3 and 3/4 of a campus using this model, I would be so ecstatic. That would be my timeline. So it's not necessarily we need to have this by this date, as it is, I need to make sure I am meeting this percentage of my campus following instruction with buy-in. That's sort of how I look at a timeline. As far as professional learning sessions, slide decks and whatnot, like I said, this is a course that is available within Canvas, and this is a public course. So teachers can go through this. They just click on my modules, and you see here I have a template of how they could potentially organize their lesson week. And then I have a late work thing here, and then any sort of supports they need, I continue to grow this out. Now, I have this for the instructional design course. This is very watered down for what I need. I do have another course that is very well built out. This is just having the class notebook support, Office 365 cloud assignments support, flipping the classroom, and then any other resources they may need as an example for my class. It's all self-contained in here. So this is all the resources. And my teachers know that if they need additional support, send me a Teams message, Outlook, email, whatever. And if I'm not immediately available, I'll hop on a Teams call at my earliest convenience and screen share and troubleshoot and support them to the best of my ability. And that's really my job as an ETS, is to be the support. So as far as handouts and articles and all that, everything's contained within here. This is the delivery method. This is the instructional method. This is the grading method. This is the complete whole package deal right here. Okay? So that is my audience. That is my instruction. That is my methodology of instruction. This is my big push, my BHAG, if you will. And there it is. So I thank you very much for your time. This has been a wonderful course. I've gotten a lot out of it, and it's really made me kind of restructure and reorganize how I think about trainings and how I go about training my teachers and giving the most as I can for the students. All right. Thank you so much, and have a great day.